Hello and welcome to On Manorama's special podcast with Tata's Big Little Book Award recipient Rajiv Ipe. Rajiv, a Keralite by birth, is one of the finest illustrators in the country. He is known for his books, Ammachi's Amazing Machines, Anand, and his fine illustrations in a book for Puchku. Apart from illustrating, Rajiv runs a small animation studio called Plankton Collective in Bangalore. Hi Rajiv, it's great to finally talk to you. My name is Harita Benjamin. Without further ado, I think we can start with all the questions, yeah? Is it alright at your end, Rajiv?
Sure. Yes.
So, Rajiv, as an illustrator, you could have opted to do illustrations for comic books, websites, magazines, newspapers, you name it. The illustration industry is huge and it also has a more sophisticated counterpart, yeah? The animation industry, which is blooming in India.
Right.
So, why children's illustrations? Was it a conscious choice or a happy accident?
To be honest, I do a lot of those other things that you mentioned as well. Animation I studied animation in design school, and that was kind of my primary engagement with the arts. And children's illustration kind of happened, like you said, as a happy accident.
Right.
While I was working in an animation studio, somebody approached me to illustrate a book. This was for Katha Books in Delhi. And the story was really exciting, and I was excited to see my name in print in a book. So
right, yeah.
I jumped at that opportunity, and I really enjoyed working on the book and seeing the book in bookstores on a bookshelf, and just the ability to be able to help tell a story was something that really appealed to me. And so while I continue to hold animation jobs over the years, I try to make time to work on children's books, and I have been doing that steadily over the last 13-14 years or so.
Wow, nice. So that brings us to your journey so far. You've learned in some of the finest art institutions, okay, like you mentioned, Sir J.J. School of Art for Graduate Studies,
Yes.
Followed by a course in animation film design from National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, right? So where did it all start? Did you always know that art was your calling? And, tell us a little something about Little Rajiv Ipe. How did it all start? Yeah.
Little Rajiv Ipe loved to draw. Little Rajiv Ipe's mother used to make Christmas cards and send to people, and birthday cards and things like that. And, I would help her. Whatever I could find, draw. I used to copy cartoons and copy comic strips from newspapers and caricatures that I would see in newspapers and things like that. When I was in the 11th or 12th, I think I had a friend in my colony in Bombay who was studying fine art at J.J. School of Art, and so I learned more about that program, and then I applied. And
right. Okay. So it kind of fell into place.
Yeah, actually, I want to add, I also had my paternal grandfather, who is from Kottayam.
Oh,
who used
okay.
to live in Kottayam. He had traveled to France a long time back for work. He was working in Bombay chemical dyeing company. I forget the name.
Okay.
But he had traveled to France, and he had visited some museums, and he had read an Irving Stone book about Michelangelo, and so he had it in his head that I should become a great painter. And he told me about J.J. School of Art a very long time ago, before I could actually really understand a lot about a fine art course and all that. I think that had some part to play as well. Just the idea of an artist.
That's true.
Kind of.
And that's not what you often see in Kerala, because everyone's behind
that's
science.
right.
Yeah. So it's
right.
very rarely that people are encouraged to go after arts. So That's nice.
Yeah.
Fine arts especially, yeah.
Yeah.
So now a child's world is, very different from an adult's. They kind of observe and interpret different things in a different way. So I,
Right.
for one, grew up loving, Quentin Blake's illustrations on Roald Dahl's book, Matilda, the Big Friendly Giant, and, the list goes on. So what inspired your artwork? I know you just mentioned your, grandfather and, the books which he brought to
Yeah.
you and all that, but you might have a few artists which you look up to, right? And what was your inspiration to, sketch Ammachi? All the Malayali households are, curious to know that, yeah. So what is your inspiration?
So growing up, we had books around the house. My brother was a really good reader. I wasn't so much. I was a bit slow. but for me, the pictures were a great draw. They used to draw me into the story, and I think maybe that had some part to play. We had my parents bought us a subscription to Target magazine. I remember very well, and that was a fantastic. They used to have great stories and great illustrations.
Right.
There were these comic strips by Ajit Mainan and Jayanto, which I was a great fan of. Ajit's Funny World and Detective Moochwala and Gardab Das, and those illustrations were so wonderful. And those are my earliest memories of children's book illustrations. We had children's books as well. We had some Russian fairy tale, not fairy tale, folk books, which had wonderful illustrations. What was the second part of the question?
What was your inspiration to sketch Ammachi? Yeah.
The inspiration was largely my own. One of whom used to live in Kottayam and one in Trivandrum, and we used to spend summer holidays there. The brief for the book was, to weave a story that sort of integrated the idea of simple machines and the physics of those into the story without it being that this is an inclined plane and this is a lever and this is what it does.
Yeah.
The idea was to kind of have a fun and interesting story that had these elements in it without being too textbook-like. We had discussed many ideas, the editor, the commissioning editor, and myself.
Yeah.
The initial idea was an old lady who goes on a walk with her nephew or grandnephew. She has a walking stick, and then they come across different things on their walk, and she uses the principles of simple machines to solve some problems. And then it went through many iterations like that, and then it kind of came to this, and it just fell into place, the idea of them cooking something together, and using these principles along the way.
Yeah, that's something which, the kids can identify to.
Yeah, exactly. And also a little bit of, breaking gender stereotypes a little bit.
Right.
A boy who is interested in cooking and a grandmother who is great at mechanics.
Physics, Right, yeah, that's true. So, that comes, your illustrations kind of captures the child's mind in a heartbeat, because, you can identify, this is something which the child can identify with, the Ammachi is something, is what a child often sees, and the physics application is not, so that kind of endears it to the child. So so that comes with that, you can come to your other illustrations. If you look at Anand and his garbage truck, and the vibrant purple Puchku, and everything is it is everyday, but then it's not conventional, your illustrations. So it's different from the typical 2D illustrations which can be seen in children's books in India. So the attention to detail, you pay a lot of attention to your backgrounds. So even if it is doodling with the doodle kind of sketches which you bring in the background, it's very different from the typical illustrations. Your choice of colors are also very different. So for example, Puchku is vibrant and purple.
purple.
Yeah.
So then, and there's also a subtle humor which is involved in your books. So what prompted you to adopt this style in your illustrations? Because it's different from what you traditionally see, right?
Right.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I would be lying if I said that I had a grand plan and a grand design and I thought about it in great detail and then I came up with this. It kind of happened,
Okay.
I myself am drawn to stories with humor and humor in general. And so I try and inject that into what I do. As for details and things like that, I have found that it adds some authenticity to the story. To take details from your life around you or things you see and to put it into stories. That kind of makes those characters more real, more rounded, more three-dimensional, and it situates them in a real space rather than, a generic kind of space. And I feel like that might add some sense of authenticity to the images and also to the story by extension.
So now something about your working style. How do you go about when you produce a children's book? Like, does the author communicate his or her requirements to you, and or is it like according to your discretion?
I guess it depends on the publisher, but a general process would be that a manuscript gets to the publisher and the publisher shares that with the illustrator, and then there's usually an art director involved, which is good in my opinion to have an art director. So there is the manuscript is shared. Sometimes there is a brief for what the illustration should look like or should convey or the mood or whatever. And sometimes there isn't, in which case you have to interpret the manuscript. And so what would a general process be? You'd read the manuscript many times over and then perhaps try and imagine the characters. You make rough sketches and share it with the publisher, who I assume shares it with the author as well, so that they can add their suggestions and ideas. After which, perhaps I would try a couple of style options, like a couple of pages in a finished colored style, and share that with the art director and the publisher and see what they think. And then if it works, and it usually has worked, we pick one and then maybe make some minor adjustments. And then what would I do? I'd make rough sketches for the whole book and kind of lay it out together and see if the images carry the story forward suitably well, and then again some adjustments, and then finally you do the final illustration. My process is generally that I draw on paper with pencil because that feels the most natural, and I often color using a computer because it's easy and saves a lot of time. I would love to color on paper, but it takes time, and I'm usually late, and I get nervous, and then I make mistakes, and then I have to do it over again.
So we have this Wacom tablets and things like that. So you don't really work on those, right?
I do.
You do.
I use that for my animation work, and by extension for my illustration work as well.
Okay.
But like I said, I feel most comfortable working when I'm drawing.
You're comfortable, with the pencil in your hand, Okay.
Yeah, and then I scan that into the computer, and then coloring happens there because it saves time and things, etc.
Okay. So when you won the Tata's Big Little Book Award, the jury called you one of the finest illustrators in the country. They said, and I quote, "A book with Rajiv's illustrations is visually attractive, informative with details that are delightfully quirky, and takes a reader to a world of imagination and fantasy effortlessly. So, how did you feel when you won the award? Has it really increased your responsibility towards your young readers?
Yeah, it definitely feels like that.
Yeah.
In general, I'm not very good with compliments, even small compliments. So when I read that, it was a bit emotional and all for me. But honestly, it's really nice, like awards in general and ELBA in particular. The fact that they're championing something like children's illustration and writing is really a very, very nice thing.
That's true.
And I wish there were more. There's a lot of really nice work happening in children's publishing right now in India, and it's really wonderful that there are these awards that are kind of throwing the spotlight on the books and also the people who work in that space. It feels nice to be recognized.
Now, as you said, illustrated books for children is only an emerging industry in India, right? It's growing and it's not at the scale that it should be. So, in your opinion, what is the scope of children's books in India? Like, is it necessary to diversify it, or what is your opinion when it comes to this industry in India?
I think there's a big. I hesitate to use the word market because it sounds
very commercial.
Yeah, commercial. But I think there's a yawning gap for good children's book illustration in India. I've met and spoken to so many people who say, I'm a mother and I don't see enough good books in my mother tongue for my children. So I started a company and started making books. I've met so many people like that.
Right. Okay.
So for sure there is lots of space and lots of potential.
So you're saying in vernacular tongue there is very limited children's books when it comes to illustrated children's books, yeah?
I wouldn't go that far. See, there are lots of publishers who are doing great work and publishing in regional languages.
Yeah.
But there is lots of space to do more.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
And it's happening. I can see that it's happening, and therefore again these awards and these recognitions kind of further that cause as well. This year, I think DLB is throwing light on Malayalam as a regional language. They're inviting nominations for authors in Malayalam for children's books. And over the years, I think they've covered 5 or 6 languages already.
Yes,
so that's also great, to kind of champion regional languages and maybe smaller publishers and things like that.
Yeah. So have any of your young readers approached you? Like, can you recall a particularly memorable comment or remark from the kids?
I'm not sure kids directly. Yeah, some friends, kids, and all have. It's generally a parent who shares a picture of them with their child reading the book, or like a child has drawn one of the characters.
Nice.
That's also really lovely to witness.
That's true.
When you're making these things, you're not really
expecting all these.
Expecting all this, and it's nice when something you do touches someone in a certain way.
So that kind of brings me to the next question. We live in a world, like especially in India, where children can't color bunnies red or giraffes green. We have to stick to convention. So do you have any message to the young artists and the parents of the young artists out there?
I think that kids should be allowed to explore art in the way that they see fit, and it's not a great idea to stifle their imagination and their ideas and their drawings too much, especially at an early stage. There is a time, later on when certain specific skills and techniques and things need to be learned, but even that is debatable actually. But the more you do something and the more you're excited about doing something, the better you get, just by virtue of doing lots of it. So,
Right.
so yeah, I'm fully in favor of giving children free rein to create the art that they want to create. Drawing on walls if required, getting hands dirty, all that, and coloring outside lines, literally and metaphorically.
Okay, so thanks a lot, Rajiv. It was so nice to talk to you.